Okay, so today we're going to review a trade of a stock called WORX. Um, Basically, this trade is called the short squeeze vwap reclaim trade. So, WRX, why was this stock important today? Basically, they had an announcement that that they were going to have a purchase order for coronavirus testing kits. So for 2 million kits in the first week, they already agreed to receive $35 million, and the potential to have another 2 million every week for 24 weeks. So the potential of 700 to 800 million dollars in purchase orders for this coronavirus testing kit. So this stock, when I saw it, it was gapping up. One second. It was gapping up pre-market about 200% here. So that got my interest, right? So we've got a stock um, which is market cap is only worth $20 million, and it's a low float, so it only has 6 million shares in the float, and it's in a hot sector. So there's another stock called CODX. So basically, this stock called CODX, they also do coronavirus testing kits. Basically, this stock ran from $4 to $20 plus. And at around $8, it's got a market cap of about 240 million. So our stock, WRX, when I first saw it, at $2, so let's look at the daily. At $2, it's got a market cap of about 20 million. And when I saw it around $6, it had a market cap of around 60 million. So this gives us the potential for it to at least reach CODX's market cap of 240 million. So from $6, it's got the potential to go to at least like $18 if they decide to re-rate it. But there's also the chance when you're looking at the stock during the day that this stock could be a gap fill. So I looked at the website of the company they sold those that they're selling those COVID test kits to, and the website was really bad. It's like a 10-year-old made it, so there's a high possibility that this could be a scam. So if we look at the chart without the pre-market, we can see that there's a high chance of a gap fill on the stock. So either they're going to squeeze shorts or it's going to gap fill, if you believe the news or not. So that's why we're interested in the stock. Now, now that we have an idea of the stock, basically I'm looking for a short squeeze. We're looking for an opportunity. We've got our thesis that it might squeeze. Now we need to find an entry to get inside the stock. So if you look at the 1 minute tape, we can see they tried to squeeze it on the open and failed. And there was a steady seller at 7, 650, 6, 550. But if you watch the tape really, really closely, you could see that someone was accumulating. So the volume was huge. So this stock only has a float of 6 million. I think in pre-market it already did 2.5 million before the stock even opened. And in the first 30 minutes, it already traded the float about 6 million. So it's got a high chance of squeezing. And if you looked on the tape, there was huge bids protecting 540, 534. So the best entry for this trade, the best entry is, let's put pre-market back on here. So in pre-market, I noticed at least, that there was a big bidder here around 530, 540, 550. So there's a big buyer here. Other than that, there's a steady seller all the way through at 850, 8, 750, 7. So we're looking for an entry. So you could have got an entry in pre-market here if you wanted to trade it there. Or the better entry is, well, a different entry is to see this trade set up after open. So we saw we got a nice opening drive on the open into 7, and it failed. There was plenty of sellers here that met with it. So there's a steady seller, steady seller, steady seller. And right near our pre-market support, again, we had a huge bid and a big buyer. So that's enough for us to get into a short squeeze trade. Basically, if we look at the 5 minute, we've got a bottoming here. It's holding. You can control your risk against 5. We know we're wrong below 5. It's trending. It's below VWAP. We're actually fighting the trend intraday. All right, so you can risk 50 cents here, and we're looking for this squeeze above VWAP. So as we can see, if we're watching the tape really closely, you'd be able to see that buyers came in, and there was a big battle between 6 and 650. And you can see they were just soaking it up. Basically, if this stock is going to fill the gap and go downwards like this, it should have failed 6, they should have stepped it down, and it should have failed here. But it couldn't. We failed at VWAP, they tried to do it, and then they pushed it above VWAP. And this is where we can see volumes begins to increase. So here was a chance to get in, here was a chance to add, and then we get the break above VWAP. So another way to look at this is we can see here the increase in volume on the up move, decrease on the down move, increase on the up move, decrease on the down move, increase up on the up move. So and here's the highs. So we're looking for a reclaim of VWAP and a test around highs. So that's your entry, that's your exit, that's called the VWAP reclaim. How did I trade it? I traded this like an idiot. I really like the news. I got in pre-market at 8.50. I added someone here into VWAP, and then I added here and I added here. And you can't trade like that. Like I was down about 3 grand on this trade, but I made 1.2k when I exited here. And that's just not the way to trade. I need to stop that shit. I should have had a feeler here. I should have been out below VWAP because that's where I'm wrong. I risked way too much. I was wrong below VWAP, and I shouldn't have risked more than 500 bucks to a K here. But I like the news and I wanted to give it a chance, and luckily this time it works. But it's a bad trade. I risked 3k to make 1.2k. It's just not good enough. You want to be getting at good prices at good levels. So here's our level from pre-market. We see it on the tape. We see it holding. Your entries here and your entries here, and we're looking for the squeeze up here. Now, it just so happens there was another trade here, which I should have taken, which I didn't. I should have gone with less size because I was like I got out when I saw it struggling here on the 30-second. You can see these wicks here. It's against the high on the 5 minute. We had really big volume here. So usually when you see really big volume, that could be the end. So I did a great trade in selling it. I should have got back in here on small size. Resistance turns into support. I could have got in a little bit here, stops below VWAP, and then an add here when we see it hold and breakout at the highs on volume. So you can see big volume here, they soak up the selling, and then we break out above 8. So there's a chance to get in here on small size. It's like I could have risked 30% into this move here because there was no real reason to sell once we held here above VWAP at resistance was support. So I left a little bit on the table. Yeah, so basically, just to go over this trade, it's a low float, 6 million shares. It's in a hot sector. It's undervalued compared to another stock in its sector. If you believe the news, this can go to 10, 20 bucks at least. So, my target was the highs, maybe 10 bucks, but I wasn't able to get back in. But you could have, 10 could have been a good target if you have better trading skills than I showed today. And it's still going. If they can hold it up here, there's no reason this thing can't go to 20 bucks. And another thing which traded a lot of shorts was just the website is bad. A lot of people thought that the news wasn't real, but that doesn't matter. The main thing is the volume. So we can see that today the stock's done. The stock only has 6 million in the float. It's already done about 50 million volume by 1 p.m. So they can push this thing whatever they want, 10, 20, 40 bucks. So yeah, so just to conclude, this trade is called the short squeeze. Buy the dip against pre-market resist support, and we're looking for the VWAP reclaim into the highs. So I did okay today. I'll show you. I made 1.2k, not bad, but I traded it poorly, and so do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, because I could have lost a lot if it was a gap fill. I could have been wrong and almost was. So yeah, if that helps.